I signed up for Chin Motorsports based on their calendar, which listed Atlanta Motorsports Park as one of the tracks they'd be running this year. They had two dates, May the 28th and October the 22nd to 23rd listed. AMP didn't finish construction, so they have had to cancel both dates. No big deal. I emailed them and explained I joined and paid my $50 annual membership fee because I wanted to run AMP. I asked for a refund because they were unable to deliver on what they had promised/advertised. I now have a long-ass fucking email chain where the GM of Chin is telling me an infinite number of stupid arguments as to why he shouldn't have to refund me, including but not limited to 1. I should run Road Atlanta instead. 2. I should have checked to see if what they advertised was really what they were selling. 3. I should cancel my move to California and stay in Atlanta until the track is ready. 4. A greater than C and B greater than C, therefore A equals B.
Sigh.
This is no joke. I pointed it out and he stood by his guns. Finally, after highlighting every argument the guy made and explaining I just finished grade school and I'm not your typical track junkie as I am interning and don't even make $1,000 a month, he said he'd give me $19 back. The way I see it, they induced me to buy a membership by advertising these AMP events. I bought a membership in reasonable reliance on their promises. That's called promissory estoppel, and I am entitled to a full refund. Not a partial refund minus a fee. Am I wrong?
Schedules are subject to change. I wouldn't even give you $19 back. Stopping whining about $50 when you just dropped $120K on a degree that can only get you a minimum wage internship.
Nice response, bro. It does not say schedules are subject to change on their site. Most track events run rain or shine, and if there is a cancellation, nobody keeps your money. If you can show me where I spent $120K on a graduate degree and can also tell me what my internship is in, I'll give you $50. Otherwise, you just a shit roll.
Westlake Country Club Lobster Night, Thursday, September 22nd, 2011.
It's $50, dude. And according to the website, your membership gives you access to registration for any of our numerous events in the coming season. You bought access to register for the events. Whether you attend or even register for the events is up to you. I would side with them on this one. You're being a touch unreasonable.
I believe he's including undergrade in the $120K figure. You can always try contacting a lawyer.
I think in the interests of good customer service they should refund the money, as I assume $50 won't break them. However, I don't think they have to, nor are they really scamming you, since you paid for a myriad of services they offered and the only one you really wanted wasn't available. It's kinda like a few years back the Stones came to town and I wanted to take my dad blah 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 bunch of boring shit.
On the other hand, it is only $50. You paid for membership for the ability to register. The fact that the track day you wanted to attend was cancelled is totally irrelevant, as your membership payment is only applicable to the ability to register.
Enjoy your own fresh 2-pound live Maine lobster with all the trimmings. This event will be outdoors to take advantage of the cooling temperatures. $39.95.
When did you join? If the $19 is in effect a pro rata refund of your remaining membership term, I think that's more than reasonable.
The more important issue here is, what the hell did you pay $120K for that you're only going to be making $1K a month for Inca? Are you some sort of art major or something? Motorsports is pay-to-play, son. It ain't your office softball league.
Is this $1K/month figure before or after profits from the lucrative broken electronics trade?
Racing is expensive. $50 ain't shit if you are racing. Why are you racing when you only pull $1,000 a month?
That's called promissory estoppel, and I am entitled to a full refund.
No, it isn't, and no, you're not. They didn't lie, they made a good faith claim that there were going to be races at AMP. From the sounds of it, those races had to be cancelled because of unfinished construction. You are essentially accusing them of making dishonest claims, which they did not. Every time something inconvenient happens in this bloody country, the first impulse is to point fingers and assign blame. You're probably a swell dude, but you're acting right in line with the typical American entitlement complex. You bought a membership that gave you access to a bunch of events that you could have and still could take advantage of. They are only unable to deliver on a percentage of what was advertised, but you're asking for a full refund. Nobody wronged you.
I'm not typical of blaming like that. It sounds to me like they entered into a contract that they could not fulfill. The ethical way to present their position was to present their calendar and then advertise 2 track days pending completion of AMP. Keep in mind, the only reason I signed up is because they were running AMP this year and I didn't see anyone running it anywhere else. Otherwise I wouldn't have signed up. I signed up because they promised me something, and now I'm angry because they didn't do their job to make sure it would happen before promising it. Another way I explain it is, how would you feel if you took your car to a shop that advertised all CompTech parts, and when the mechanic had already taken the car apart and charged you for that labor, told you that you should be using AutoZone parts on your car and that he can't give you CompTech parts because he doesn't have any?
No, but see, he really wanted to do this one race.
Promissory estoppel only applies to promises without consideration. You gave him $50. That's called consideration, therefore it's breach of contract and not promissory estoppel.
Now, as for faggotry estoppel, you'd need to consult a lawyer, as I'm unaware of any statutes that.
The promissory estoppel was not from my research, it was from consulting a lawyer. Turns out it is a contract due to the $50 and I jumped the gun. I don't understand why it is no longer wrong, because it's only $50 instead of $5,000. I do my best to never screw anyone out of anything. If there's even a chance I'm screwing someone over a few bucks, I just give up the few dollars because that's cheaper than putting in 30 minutes to think about it if there's a reasonable chance I'm in the wrong. I don't know how rich you guys are that several of you say, dude, just write it off. But I understand the principle that it's better to move on with your life than worry about crap. Unfortunately, I am the kind of person that wants to learn from any experience, including this one, and I'm mostly interested in who is in the wrong. I hate being scammed, but I don't want to scam anyone, either. The track, AMP, was listed on their schedule. It was advertised with dates and there was no suggestion that they were pending track completion. According to what I can understand about contracts, it seems like a breach of contract, but that they can claim impossibility. I'm not sure if that means I am excused of my duty to pay them the $50 or if they're excused of their duty to offer AMP and therefore don't need to return that fee.
For fuck's sake, Jude, it's $50. Let it go. You're being a twat. You joined the club so that you had the opportunity to go to their events, that was the deal. Unless you have something to say that your agreement for signing up was conditional on them running at a specific location, your soul. Just drop it.
If you want to learn a lesson, listen to everyone else. You need to read the terms, realize that nothing is guaranteed, and just be glad you only paid $50 and nothing more. It's not a scam, it's misfortune, that's it.
We're not talking about a contract in the movie sense where someone presents you with paperwork. Their site doesn't say anything about this. It is a contract in the legal sense, as I paid for the service of being able to register for AMP on May the 28th or October 22nd. There was nothing saying they would be unavailable. The law, a bunch of really smart people dedicated to figuring out what is objectively fair, from what I can gather, suggests that they breached, but it's not their fault due to impossibility. I just don't know what the proper outcome of that verdict should be, a refund or not. Sounds like they're relieved of their obligation to provide me with the opportunity to run at AMP, but I do not know if they're required to refund my payments or not. I told the guy that normally I wouldn't be so big about it, but his attitude towards the whole thing has been arrogant and sour from the start, suggesting that he knows what I want and he's in a position to tell me what I should do.
Some guy promised to give me a blowjob for $5, but when I gave him my money he had a heart attack and died. This is a breach of a verbal contract. I want my blowjob. Should I go and pound him up the butt?